Hello. Wanted to make a comment on Daca. It's Daca is a Daca is a program that lets children who were brought into the United States without documents remain in the United States, so they can continue to go to school and they don't have to be uprooted from an education, and from some of them have jobs, and a lot of them and go to college. It's basically called the Dreamer Act. It's basically a mercy program, and a good program for children, um, so they can continue to get an education and contribute to the United States uh, with their training, and get back to society. The the problem with this, people that are in office right now, the what I call the Fourth Reich, which is the Donald Trump presidency. It's a fascist Nazi supporting racist, ultra racist, um, regime, is all of the things I just mentioned. Um, they want to make United States of America more white. They don't want diversity. They're they're going after everything that's not white in the society, and this is just further proof. Now, the argument of Donald Trump and his regime, saying that the people who come here without documents, who they use the term, the racist right wing terminology, um, illegal alien. There's no aliens. There's just humans, uh, and no human can be illegal. There isn't such a thing as an illegal human. This is our planet. We live as a species. This is our species. This is our planet where we live. However, these people want to create this divisive rhetoric, and use terminology like illegal alien and all that stuff. And then they continue to bash, and they continue to use the same racist rhetoric, saying that Mexico and whoever, basically Hispanic countries, all they send are are rapists and murderers and drug dealers. And their argument is that this people, this children, are responsible for violent crimes in the United States, for gang activity, for murders, for rapes, for drug dealing. And I'm going to tell you this much: I work as an interpreter for a company in Orlando. Actually, the company's from Washington D.C. And I did interpreting, and I interpreted for many cases in which DACA was asked and applied for children that were here, without documents. They were brought here like 2 years old, months old, whatever, 10 years old. They were kids, and their only country they've known is this country. Their friends, their family, their school, and they eventually go to, some of them go to college and get an education, and they're hardworking. And once in a while, something happens where um, they're caught driving, I don't know, with not suspended, without a license or something, because a lot of the states don't issue licenses um, to people who don't have documents, which is stupid, because first of all, you're turning down a huge stream of revenue. And not only the fact that those people buy cars and pay taxes, not only that, they also buy insurance. They pay their taxes when they buy stuff. They pay um, their whatever their tolls when they use the tolls. They use I mean everything. These people are contributing to the economy, and not only that, by issuing a license and where you have fingerprints and everything, you can actually know where these people are at, and they're not just out there in limbo. And people say, well, what about the benefits? They don't qualify for any benefits. If you're not here legally, you don't qualify for if you're not here, if you don't have documents, you don't have paperwork to be here, you don't qualify for welfare. This lie, this right wing lie that people who migrate, undocumented workers, are sucking up the welfare system. It's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Oh, they're using the hospitals. They don't go to the hospital. Those people stay away from doctors and hospitals, unless it's an absolute emergency. They don't get in trouble. They specifically avoid getting in trouble because they don't want to be deported. So some of this is some of the most law-abiding citizens I've ever seen. When I worked in an immigration court in Orlando, the judges sometimes were pissed off that they were asked to come to court because a couple of the judges were buddies of mine, and they were pissed off because they would ask them to go to court on a school date, and they will scald the prosecutors and say, why was this person asked to be taken out of school when they were supposed to be in school? This child, they're children, they're just kids. I never ever asked a defense attorney for immigration. I never ever saw a defense attorney in the immigration court ask for Daca for an undocumented immigrant who got caught stealing or robbing or anything like that. Those were few and far between the cases that I saw, that I interpreted for, and that I saw because while I'm interpreting in court, I have to wait for the case to come down, the case that I'm interpreting. I have to wait for that case to come down. And I saw a lot of other cases where people that they had, they were just over there because they got caught without papers or whatever. And out of all the cases that I saw, I could say easily about 100 cases or more that I interpreted for. I can tell you that only one time, I saw one guy, a young person, that was asking for prosecutorial discretion, PD, what they call it. And they, prosecutors are not going to give a PD if you commit, if you get caught with drugs or anything like that. They're not going to give you prosecutorial discretion, So this view that there's a system out there that's just going to let people who deal drugs and commit violent crimes come in here because they asked for DACA, that's a lie, an absolute lie by the Trump administration and by the right-wing Nazi regime from the Republican Party that's ruling the Republican Party right now. So that's an abject, awful lie that they tell the people. So you have an Attorney General right now, Jeff Sessions, who's blatantly racist, a person who was not let be a judge, who was denied a judge position by a Republican Congress back in the 80s because he was just too openly racist, telling his assistants, he told a black attorney one time he needed to be careful how he spoke to white people, and still now they confirm this asshole. So what we have here is an abjectly racist move by the Trump administration. It doesn't surprise me because these people are all the people in his administration are rabid racist. There's a guy. The guy with, I forget his name, I think it's Smith. His parents were Democrats from California, and he turned out a rabid right-wing, Nazi. I guess he hates his parents. But anyways, this is what's going on in the United States. It's the Fourth Reich. It's a new Nazi regime, and the Hispanics are the new Jews, and are being hunted. And now they're starting by the children. They're kicking 800,000 children out. Make no mistake about it. There's no love lost. And to have Donald Trump step up there and say that he has a lot of love for this people, this guy's a piece of shit. A lying sack of shit. How the hell can you have? I mean, the fact that he has the audacity to come out and say that he has a lot of love for these dreamers. These people are scum. We need to fight back against this injustice. And let these people know that we're not going to tolerate any more institutionalized racism coming from anywhere in this country.